This is the Seton Hall story, one that comes to life every day on our campus. Our students, who start out as curious about a subject, are challenged to learn as much as possible about it from world-class faculty who want them to succeed. And over time, their passion blossoms into a new world of opportunities. At first, our students work together for an assignment or a grade. But then, they realize their collaboration means much more. At their core, they are moving in the same direction, becoming great minds and servant leaders who will make a positive impact on our ever-changing world. Whether in a lab or on a court, our students are always hungry to learn more, do more, and be more than they ever thought possible. And over time, these thinkers, innovators, and creators gain expertise in their fields and have the opportunity to collaborate with great minds from around the globe. Some will travel the few miles to the business capital of the world, or take a short train ride to our nation's capital, while others will go even farther to pursue their dreams. Each decision that lights their path has great meaning and reflects the values of Seton Hall. The strong connections formed on each of our campuses and the Catholic values we teach inspire our community to take heart and take action. This is what sets Seton Hall apart from other universities. This is a place where great minds discover, innovate, collaborate, and explore the great issues of our day. Yet it is also a place where passion has a purpose, where learning is synonymous with leading, where students are inspired to be their best and to do their best to make the world a better place. This is Seton Hall University. This is what great minds can do.
The best advice I can give the freshmen coming in this fall is to remember that it is a short 4 years here on campus.
Go to everything, be involved, make new friends, don't be afraid to go up and talk to people. You have the best time.
Get involved with as much as you possibly can and keep your faith strong.
Put yourself out there. Go try new things maybe you wouldn't think you'd want to try, and you'll meet people and you might find that you love them.
My biggest piece of advice is to get involved as much as possible, because you only have 4 years here unless you're in like a grad program or anything like that, and you want to make the best of it and have so much fun but also grow as a person.
Just go out of your comfort zone, meet a lot of people, get involved, because you're only going to have these 4 years once, so you might as well make the best of it.
Try new things. This is your first step away from home, no matter how far, whether it's, an hour, 10 minutes. This is kind of your first time on your own, so it can be a little scary, but really don't be afraid to step out of your comfort zone and try new things, because you really won't regret it.
Definitely say yes to all the opportunities you're given. Put yourself out there as much as possible.
Jump out of your comfort zone, join clubs, join activities, get involved on campus, because that's how you'll truly be a Seton Hall pirate.
I would say do as much as you can. You can go abroad, you can study at a completely different country, you can join as many clubs as you can, especially like freshmen. You're coming in, I remember when I was a freshman, I kind of knew what I wanted to do. I knew that it would be in communications, and then the public relations department was there, or that major was there for me. But sometimes it takes a little longer to figure out what you want to do. So I think experiencing as much as you can and reaching out to the mentors and the people that work here, they become your family really. You reach out and they're always happy to help you. So I would say take opportunities like going abroad, take opportunities like going to the gym. Even if you live on campus and you're not a gym person, just try it out. So try as much as you can, and then hopefully you'll find the things that are true to you, and then you'll be able to have a really good time here.
I would definitely say just try to enjoy yourself, even if you don't think you're part of this specific club. I would definitely say just go for it, put that email down, join a few of the events, and just do your best. Make sure that you talk to your professors, especially at a school that has smaller class sizes. You definitely can ask for the help that you need.
I would tell other students, no matter what obstacles you're facing, you can do this. And just think, if you couldn't do it, would you be here?
As a freshman, you're going to be faced with a lot of choices, and you're really going to have to make a decision about what it is that you value, what it is that you want to keep going forward in life. You won't have your parents deciding things for you. You won't have anybody telling you what to do. Your life is what you make of it, and you better choose what it is that you value sooner rather than later, because your next 4 years are going to be fantastic if you do.
I think for freshmen, I would say learn as much as you can and reach out to every department on campus. Doesn't matter if it's a career center, go to the career center. Business school, go to the business school. Student services, library. Know as many people as you can. Network with them, because upon your graduation, these are the people who will help you get a job and success.
Network, network, network.
Be open, be kind, just get to know people, really develop strong relationships with your professors, because that's not only good for like letters of recommendation purposes, but it's really important to get that guidance from professors and just to help them with your future career.
There's a lot of resources and opportunities for you to take advantage of here at Seton Hall. I encourage you to really network and take advantage. Everyone here at Seton Hall is here to help you make the best college experience.
It's really what you make of it, and that's what you'll get out of it.
It's a great time. You'll love it here. I hope you enjoy.
Network, network, network. There's a lot of resources and opportunities for you to take advantage of here at Seton Hall. I encourage you to really network and take advantage. Everyone here at Seton Hall is here to help you make the best college experience.
If you have any questions at all, whether that be where your class is held or who your advisor is, please come to Student Services and we'd be happy to help in any way.
Reach out to every department on campus. Doesn't matter if it's a career center, go to the career center. Business school, go to the business school. Student services, library. Know as many people as you can. Network with them, because upon your graduation, these are the people who will help you get a job and success.
The Career Center helped me get my dream internship when I was just a sophomore in college.
Take full advantage of tutors. I did not start using tutors until halfway through my first semester, and boy, do I wish I started earlier. It's included in your tuition, so by all means, make 100 appointments a week. It doesn't matter. It'll help you pass those classes.
Introduce yourself to your professors, participate in class discussions, attend your classes, engage with your faculty and your classmates.
Make sure that you talk to your professors, especially at a school that has like smaller class sizes. You definitely can ask for the help that you need.
Really develop strong relationships with your professors.
And reaching out to the mentors and the people that work here. They become your family, really. You reach out and they're always happy to help you.
What you get out of Seton Hall is what you decide to put in.
Do more than seize the day. Seize the year. Choose a course, be present, engage, lead, and excel.
I was involved in so many things when I came here to Seton Hall. I was involved in Student Nurses Association, Greek life, as well as club volleyball.
Manager at the University Center, and I served many positions in my sorority Alpha Phi.
A couple of different honor societies. I am an ambassador to the College of Education, so I help at open houses and introduce new students.
I was involved with the men's cross country team.
I was involved in our Seton Hall University Public Relations Student Society of America chapter and the Setonian.
Yeah, so I tried my best, especially as a commuter, to like be involved on campus. I was the president of the Muslim Student Association here on campus. I was also part of different organizations such as the ASL, American Sign Language, also like the Speech Pathology National Association.
I was really involved with DOVE, the Divisions of Volunteer Efforts. My freshman year, I was able to go to El Salvador.
I was involved in the Hall Street Fund. I was also heavily involved in Phi Delta Theta Fraternity.
So I was involved in the club called Alpha. It's a marketing club. I attended lots of events, particularly networking events, and of course lots of opportunities to meet new people from the industry and of course from the school as well.
I was involved with the leadership development program in the business school, the Stillman Exchange newspaper. I've been heavily involved with campus ministry as well.
I am the Director of International Affairs for the Graduate Diplomacy Council. I am the Vice President of the newly founded Black Diplomacy Student Organization.
I was involved in my sorority, Alpha Omicron Pi. I was Vice President of Administration. I was on the dance team and involved in PRSSA.
I was the president of the Greek Municipal Assembly, as well as a member of Alpha Phi Omega. I worked in student services as well as a peer advisor for a little while.
Joining Public Relations, Student Society of America, PRSSA, and also the Joseph A. Unanue Latino Institute.
When I was here at Seton Hall, I worked with the radio station. I also worked with the theater department and the housing and residence life department.
I also did English club for a little bit.
Also, I had a summer internship last year at Goldman Sachs in the wealth management department.
I'm a national security fellow and I am a research assistant.
From these organizations, I think the biggest thing is meeting the people that I've met so far.
A lot of great friends that I'm definitely going to keep for the rest of my life.
And I feel like that really gave me so many different experiences here and was able to connect with so many other clubs and organizations on campus as well.
Overall, that was a really fun experience. Warm weather, great memories.
I really had a lot of leadership opportunities and got to make really lifelong friendships.
Definitely a lot of leadership skills, developing friendships, becoming closer with professors on our campus.
So I made lots of friends. It was so nice to meet people outside of the College of Ed. It was nice to have time to focus on other interests besides school.
I really wanted to kind of enjoy myself in college. I also wanted to build different skills, I guess like leadership skills, which I did by being a president, kind of involve myself with writing because I love to write, and just kind of like develop different skills that I can use, you know, in the real world.
I think it's really important to get involved because it gives you a whole rounded student experience and it gives you a lot of experiences that you can apply later in the whole outside world.
My mentors, my friends, my network.
You're able to meet new people, experience new things, and just simply learn.
I wanted to get involved because I wanted to meet a lot of new people on campus and really gain a lot of professional skills that I would need in the workplace.
There's so much you can learn that I don't think you can just get in the classroom. It helps to take what you learn in the classroom while it's valuable and use it outside. And also you get to do a lot of networking, and it's just a great experience overall.
It's the most important thing to get involved in these activities at school because you really make your college experience come true.
Get involved and make sure you try a little bit of everything and get uncomfortable at times because the most uncomfortable experiences ended up being the best experiences for me.
Being well-rounded here at Seton Hall has really helped me learn and grow as an individual, and I'm very glad that it was able to help me follow my career and exceed and reach my potential.
Welcome aboard, Pirates.
My advice for freshmen is to hit your stride, whether it be academically, socially, or extracurricularly. You know, there's so many ways to make new friends, but the best way is to find out what you're interested in, and the friends will follow. For you, it might be the basketball court during the first week, because I know it's definitely packed there. Maybe it's at a club, or maybe it's just meeting new people outside on the green on a nice day.
Going to the gym, even if you live on campus and you're not a gym person, just try it out. So try as much as you can, and then hopefully you'll find the things that are true to you.
Go to everything, be involved, make new friends. Don't be afraid to go up and talk to people. You have the best time.
Put yourself out there. Go try new things maybe you wouldn't think you'd want to try, and you'll meet people and you might find that you love them. Just breathe.
A lot of people just get caught up in the moment, and honestly, they just forget to enjoy the surroundings.
Currently, I'm the new member educator of Alpha Phi Omega, and that's where I met most of my friends.
So for me, it was in a research lab because I am interested in academics. So I made a lot of my friends through research.
My biggest piece of advice is to get involved as much as possible because you only have 4 years here unless you're in a grad program or anything like that, and you want to make the best of it and have so much fun but also grow as a person.
You guys gotta go to the basketball games, they're an absolute blast, and if you get season tickets and go to every home game, you get your money back.
Definitely say yes to all the opportunities you're given. Put yourself out there as much as possible.
Be sure to take care of yourself by finding enough time to sleep, eat, exercise, reflect, worship, create, and attend as many campus activities as possible.
So jump out of your comfort zone, join clubs, join activities, get involved on campus, because that's how you'll truly be a Seton Hall Pirate.
Good afternoon, Father John.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, folks.
My name is Reverend John Dennehy.
Father.
How you doing?
What's up, Father?
I'm here for 9 years at Seton Hall University. On a campus, I think the church needs to go to the people. So I stand out here just to greet people, let them know that God loves them, let them know that the church loves them, and, you know, make people feel welcome at Seton Hall.
How you doing, all right? Father John was probably the first person I met on campus, and, you know, from that meeting on, I was, it's like, wow, this campus is a pretty good place if, you know, people like him come from it. I mean, he really is just a memorable character, and he's almost unforgettable.
From the time I was a freshman until now, he's always stood right here and greeted everybody. I don't think he's ever missed anybody. Everyone always says hi, and he always says hi back, and it really lifts you up, especially when you have a tough day. It's really nice to have someone there and just, you know, kind of be friendly.
I get the message that, you know, he's kind of here for everybody. You know, we're not just students on campus, we're kind of part of a family, a community here at Seton Hall, and he kind of, you know, represents somebody who cares about that family and wants to see us all succeed.
I just think people need to know that they're valuable, and a nice greeting can make a big difference in someone's life. Just nice, simple hello. Good luck on your finals. Just think that's important. You know, I just want to make a difference.
I love being on campus, but it's so nice to go into town.
This neighborhood is beautiful. I always love the walk.
We can hang out in South Orange or hop on the train for a quick ride to New York City. I love South Orange because it's small, it's safe, and it only took us about 5 minutes to get here.
It's convenient, right?
Oh yeah.
South Orange is the perfect college town. Let's go see what's happening today.
All right.
If you step on the seal,
you won't graduate in time.
If you do step on the seal, you have 30 seconds to run to the pirate's foot and rub it.
Let's go, Seton Hall.
Post the colors.
Good afternoon and welcome Seton Hall Pirates class of 2026. My name is Dr. Monica Burnett, and I'm proud to serve as the Vice President of Student Services and your Master of Ceremonies for this momentous event. New Student Convocation is a tradition at Seton Hall. It's a signature event that marks the beginning of your collegiate career and your legacy here. Class of 2026 and the newest members of the university community, it is my honor to welcome all of you to Seton Hall University and the Pirate family. Today, we welcome 1,515 students. We are excited for a wonderful year ahead and look forward to supporting your academic journey. Traditionally, we begin our new student convocation with the singing of the Star-Spangled Banner. Leading us in the singing of the national anthem this afternoon is Zena Karam, class of 2024, accompanied by Emmett Fitzgerald, class of 2024. Immediately following the national anthem will be the invocation to be delivered by Father Colin Kay, Vice President for Mission and Ministry.
So it's like this. Heard it on TikTok. You don't have to be brilliant. You just got to be brave. I'll say it again. You don't have to be brilliant. You just got to be brave. Brave enough to smile and say hello, to start the conversation, send the text, reply to the email. Brave enough to say, I don't know. Brave enough to learn something new. Brave enough to listen to somebody who doesn't agree with you. And brave enough to hear the truth and to speak the truth. Brave enough to just get up and get it done, even when you don't feel like it. Brave enough to say, I'm afraid, and do it anyway. Brave enough to say yes to what's good, to say no to what's bad, and to help all who need you. You don't have to be brilliant. You just got to be brave. And so we pray. Lord, make us brave. Make us brave. And when we are afraid, help us help one another. And help us know you are near. Lord, be our strength. Make us brave, like St. Elizabeth Bailey Seton. Make us brave, today and always. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Thank you. Please be seated. Thank you to Zena and Emmett, and thank you to Father Colin for your warm and heartfelt invocation. I'm now pleased to introduce and welcome the 21st president of Seton Hall University, Dr. Joseph E. Nair. There are a few things, yep, let's give it up. There are a few things Dr. Nair won't tell you about himself, but you might find interesting. President Nair is the father of 4 children, with 2 in college. He is a U.S. Naval veteran and a first-generation college graduate who earned 3 advanced degrees and completed pre- and postdoctoral studies at the University of Missouri, University of Kansas, and Harvard Medical School. As a psychologist, he served in a faculty capacity and led at several prominent universities, including Baylor University, Harvard Medical School, and the University of Illinois Chicago School of Medicine, where he developed a nationally recognized program of research, influencing and co-authoring vital state and federal legislation. You'll come to know that Dr. Nair is a student-focused president and believes in the power of the place to transform lives and change destinations. Since taking the helm of Seton Hall in the summer of 2019, President Nair's administration has guided and elevated the university through the pandemic, while the university has reached new levels of student success and national rankings by elevating the student voice in university governance and student success programs, launching new academic programs and international partnerships, increasing the university's focus on diversity, equity, and inclusion, expanding campus mental health services and supports, renovating campus student environments including Bolin Hall and the University Center, leading the largest fundraising campaign in university history in support of scholarships for students and academic distinction, and providing record levels of financial aid to students. Just last year, Seton Hall provided more than $158 million in scholarships. Please join me in welcoming the 21st president of Seton Hall University, Dr. Joseph E. Nair.
Well, good afternoon and welcome to Seton Hall University. On behalf of over 100,000 alumni, 10,000 students, our faculty and staff, I'm pleased to greet you officially as fellow members of the Seton Hall community. Welcome to your new home. The journey has officially begun. As we start this program, I want to thank some people you've come to know already. I want to thank our Office of Student Engagement. I want to thank our peer advisors and all the orientation leaders for organizing such a marvelous welcome. So let's give up our applause for them. But students, let's pause. And I encourage you to appreciate what you've accomplished. You are among the best and the brightest students in your high schools. You are a class of slightly more than 1,500 students selected from a record 26,000 applications to Seton Hall. You've achieved something truly remarkable by earning a place in this freshman class. You represent 41 states and 21 countries from around the globe. You have diverse backgrounds, perspectives, and interests that will add to the vibrancy of the Seton Hall community. And I have no doubt that you will excel here. You have incredible talents and gifts, some that you already know, and others that will emerge during your time at Seton Hall. This transition to a university is a significant change in your lives. And there's a lot of confusing elements to it, but I want to do a few things with you this afternoon. One is to clearly distinguish the two sides of the university that work closely together. So you can think of the university this way. There's everything that happens in the classroom and everything that happens outside the classroom. And we have 2 key leaders on stage. Everyone up here is important and is dedicated to your success, but there are 2 people I want to introduce. The 2 key leaders over those 2 sides of the university. So first, I'm going to ask Dr. Katia Passerini, our provost, to please stand for a moment. This is our provost. She's one of my most important partners. You might say to yourself, what is a provost? It's a strange term. The provost is the chief academic officer. The provost leads the academy. The things that happen in the classroom, the types of classes we offer. She partners with the faculty and the deans, leads the faculty and the deans. The research enterprise, the types of degrees we offer. when classes are offered, how the university works with respect to everything that happens in the classroom. Thank you, Dr. Passerini. And then there's what happens at Seton Hall outside the classroom. Also extremely important. And you've met this person. She spoke already this afternoon, Dr. Monica Burnett, our Vice President of Student Services. So Dr. Burnett, she oversees everything that happens and leads everything that happens outside the classroom. So that would include clubs, residence halls, health services, mental health services, security services, instructional aids, tutoring services, instructional supports, all the things that we need to be successful as a university. Dr. Burnett leads that part of the university. So again, Dr. Burnett, thank you for your leadership, and I know you've already known her as a phenomenal leader. As Dr. Burnett mentioned in her introduction, I did go to a lot of colleges, and I've spent a lot of time in a lot of different universities. And I came to Seton Hall, I chose Seton Hall about 3.5 years ago. I'm entering my 4th year because I do believe in the power of this place. And you've selected Seton Hall, and we share that in common. And I crafted a pretty long speech for you today. And I read it to my wife. We have 4 children, 2 in college, 2 at home. And she said to me, it sounds an awful lot like the letter you gave our son last weekend when we dropped him off for his freshman year of college. And it struck me that that was true. It also struck me that as a president of the university, as a psychologist, and as a parent, my hopes and dreams for my son are the same as my hopes and dreams for all of you. So rather than read you this speech, I'm going to read you this very brief letter because it applies. It's my prayer and my hopes for all of you during your time at Seton Hall. Dear Henry, Mom and I are very proud of you and excited about the next chapter of your life. It's hard for us to believe the day has already arrived. Seems like only yesterday we were fishing in the Panther Creek Pond. We will miss you greatly at home. You are smart, you are wise, and you are brave. You've accomplished much in a short amount of time and overcome challenges that will make you even more resilient. You know well the challenges that stem from moving to a new environment. You've come to know well that adjusting to new places is not immediate. It's a process that has ups and downs and sometimes feels out of balance. You know well the importance of engaging in the activities and experiences that the university will offer. On balance, you will get what you play for out of college. You will get what you play for. Henry, a friend of mine likes to remind me that great students do 3 things. 1, they honor their parents by increasingly thinking for themselves. 2, they realize that while a college education will certainly advance their career prospects, it's about even more than that. Great students realize that a college education is preparation for a meaningful life well lived. And the 3rd thing that great students do is they understand that they must spend time on themselves, creating and advancing their own identity, as that's one thing no one can do for you. College will challenge your intellect, harness your creativity, and stretch you emotionally. There's no debate about that. But you are smart, you are wise, and you are brave. You are ready. However, it's important to note that everyone, me included, everyone has a moment in college when they need help. When that time comes, remember we're here for you, and so are the faculty and the staff of the university. Don't hesitate to reach out. Reaching for help is without question a sign of strength, not a sign of weakness. The world's run by the people who show up. We know you will continue to make us proud in your dignified, thoughtful approach to time, to people, and places. Remember, we're here for you. P.S. I wrote, please remember to call and text us. Please do that for your parents too. Class of 2026, I'm so pleased to welcome you to Seton Hall University. I look forward to creating a vibrant future with you and to learning your Seton Hall stories that's about to be written. Once again, welcome to Seton Hall. Have a great semester, and go Pirates.
Thank you, President Nyer. Our keynote speaker today is one of our very own, Dr. Vaughn Calhoun, Assistant Vice President and Dean of the Center for Academic Success. Dr. Calhoun earned his bachelor's degree in Administration of Justice from Rutgers University, where he lettered 3 times on a full scholarship for football. He received a Master of Public Policy from California State University, Long Beach, and a Doctorate of Education from Northeastern University in Boston. He is also a proud member of Alpha Phi Alpha fraternity. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Calhoun.
All right, everybody. Thank you, Dr. Burnett, for that gracious introduction. And to the class of 2026, welcome. How you doing? I said, how you doing? You guys all right? So, listen, I gotta tell you, Convocation is one of my favorite events. You know, it's a time when there's this freshness, newness, and energy in the air that you all bring, right? And this past week, I had a lot of time to talk with many of you, and you shared with me your stories, your hopes, your dreams, where you're from, what you want to do. And you know what I realized? That there was awesomeness amongst us. That's a word, right? Awesomeness, right? And you see, what you might not realize is right now, you could be sitting next to the person who discovers the cure for cancer. Right now, you could be sitting next to the person who finds that next big tech company. Right now, you could be sitting next to a future mayor of a city. Right now, because there's awesomeness in this field house. So I know we only known each other now for the past about 60 seconds or so, but can you guys do me a favor? I said, can you guys do me a favor? Okay, awesome, awesome. There we go, there we go. Can you look to the person to your left and say, neighbor, you're awesome. And now, because I believe in diversity, equity, and inclusion, look to the person on your right and say, neighbor, you're awesome too, and give them a high five. See, I have you guys do this because, you know, sometimes we don't realize the awesomeness and greatness inside of us, right? Sometimes we go looking outside of ourselves and miss out on the treasure that's within us. See, I'm reminded of a story. Can I share a story with you guys? Okay, fantastic. You guys are awesome. So, once upon a time, long, long time ago, there was a farmer, and this farmer owned a massive amount of land. And this land that he owned was along a popular travel route. And every day, travelers would pass by. And every day, this farmer would talk to the traveler. And the travelers would say, we are off in search of riches and diamonds and treasures. At first, the farmer's like, I'm good. But slowly, he became obsessed with the ideas of treasure and that he's missing out. So what'd he do? He sold all his worldly possessions, and he even sold his farm. And he was off to look for treasures and diamonds. Days turned to weeks, weeks turned to months, months turned to years, years turned to decades. And guess what he found? Guess what he found? Nothing. He found nothing, right? And what happened was this farmer grew increasingly cynical, bitter, and he lived out his last days alone. Sad story, right? But there's more. Someone say more. No, you got to run that back. Someone say more. Okay, there we go. See, now, the person he sold his farm to Another farmer did the same thing. He talked to these travelers every day. But what he did is one day he was walking in the back of his farm. In the back of his farm, he found this stream, the clearest of bluest of waters you could imagine. And he found this unusual rock. And he said, oh, this is a really kind of cool piece. And he took this rock and he put it on his fireplace mantle. And one day, a traveler came by. He invited him in for a glass of water. And the traveler said, oh my God, do you know what that is? And the farmer was like, it's a rock. He said, no, it's not a rock. It's a diamond in the rough, right? It's a diamond in the rough. See, the thing about that is, it just wasn't that one diamond, but it was several diamonds. It was a stream full of diamonds. In fact, it turned out to be one of the largest diamond mines on the planet Earth. So this story that I told you has been shared for generations, and it has affected so many people. Why? It's affected so many people because sometimes we don't realize what we have. Sometimes if we would just have the wisdom and the patience to search within ourselves, we could find all the treasures within us. But I got good news. Someone say good news. At Seton Hall, you have individuals here, faculty, staff, the priest community, who know how to harvest your treasures. They know how to pull the best out of you, right? Because it's going to take two things from you. Take two things that we're going to ask of you. Everyone say two things. So these two things are going to help you be successful here. The first thing, class of 2026, you must step outside of your comfort zone, right? Remember the diamond in the rough. When they are pulled from the rough, diamonds are not brilliant diamonds. They're rough and jagged and rocky. And for a diamond to become a diamond, it has to go through intense heat and intense pressure. And as college students, you're going to have to go through the same transformational process, right? There will be times when you're going to have multiple exams due on the same day. Persist. There's going to be times when you score kind of low on a test. Persist. There's going to be times when you just don't want to study, you want to watch the game. Persist. You see, the road to success, you must encounter challenges. That's the cost you must pay. But it's not the challenges that will determine your success. It's how you respond to the challenges. See, there's this old Japanese proverb. It says, fall down 7 times, get up 8. Fall down 7 times, get up 8. And without fail, those students who learn how to persist during the transformational process usually unlock all of their treasures. But understand this, you are not alone. You are not alone. When you are facing these challenges here, we are here to praise you when you do well, encourage you when you fall, and sometimes give you a little push, because sometimes we all need a push, myself included. But the second thing, everyone say second thing. The second thing you must do, class of 2026, is be clear about your goals. You must be clear about your goals. Sometimes when you hear people talk about goals, they say, well, I want to be rich, or I want to live the good life. I just want to help people. Those aren't really goals. Those are simply conditions. What you must do is be very clear about your goals. Show of hands, how many of you here have goals? Of course you do. You're sitting right here. Now, how many of you, again, show of hands, have goals and they're written down? Okay, a little less, but still a good chunk. Last question, how many of you have goals written down that you look at multiple times a day? Okay, so those are the individuals you want to connect with. Those are the individuals that are going to take it to the next level, but that doesn't mean that you can as well. So, remember this, at this very moment, you are nothing more than the sum of your goals. So even a year ago, 2 years ago, right, you had a goal of going to college, and look at you now. It has manifested. You are sitting right here. But likewise, what you're going to be next year, the year after, and the year after that is nothing more than the sum of your thoughts today, right? So everything that we're thinking of is going to be what we're going to be in the future. So if your thoughts are erratic, and if you don't have the goals to guide you to where you want to go, you're going to end up nowhere planned. See, there's this former college president, Benjamin E. Mays. He said, it isn't a calamity to die with dreams unfulfilled, but it is a calamity not to dream. It is not a disaster not to reach the stars. But it is a disgrace to have no stars to reach for. So I ask you, what are your dreams? What are your stars? These are the questions that will put you on the track to unlocking your treasures. So I believe, as one of my favorite poet and artists said, I'm not going to change the world, but I guarantee that I will spark the brains of the individuals who do. So class of 2026, we are waiting for you. The world is waiting for you. Unlock your treasures and go change the world.
Thank you so much, Dr. Calhoun. That was wonderful. The president of the Student Government Association, Jay Dew, class of 2024, is studying English and political science. She would like to impart some words of wisdom from her Seton Hall experience. After Jade's message, she will invite the class of 2026 to recite the Student Covenant. Please help me welcome your SGA president, Jay Dew.
Good afternoon, beautiful people. Come on. If I can be honest, I struggled with deciding what I wanted to share with you guys today. I watched more TID Talks and TED Talks, or however you want to phrase it, than I'd care to admit. Videos titled 10 Things to Know Before Your Freshman Year, or The Mistakes I Made So That You Don't Have to. And unfortunately, I found that video too late. The videos covered fashion do's and don'ts, dining hall survival kits, and how to pull an all-nighter that is definitely still pending FDA approval. Each of them filled with promises that these would be the best years of our lives. It is not lost on me, however, that for us, this experience looks completely different. We have, at this young age, already experienced and lived through much more than the generations of college students before us. I don't know about you guys, but losing Betty White was my last straw. In this lies my dilemma. There was no template, no script that I felt captured what I would want to hear sitting where you sit today. So I decided the best thing that I can tell you is the truth, my truth, in hopes that my story can demonstrate that what you've been through is necessary to where you're going and who you'll become. As Dr. Burnett shared, I'm an English major here at SHU, so it's no surprise that one of my favorite things to talk about is words. When I first arrived on campus, I must have asked hundreds of people what their favorite word was, and I heard some pretty crazy answers. But I want to speak to you guys today about the power of words. I've chosen 3 that I want you to remember as you leave this space. The first word is opportunity. Growing up in the South taught me a lot of things, but one of them calls on me to be shared today. Tell a child what they can be, and they'll become it. Show a child what they should be, and they'll believe it. I went to elementary school in Jonesboro, Georgia. If it sounds familiar, it's home to the plantation where Gone with the Wind was filmed, and where I'd soon take my first field trip. But today I want to talk to you about my first career day, a memory etched in my mind with poignant clarity until this day. I think it necessary to mention that my school is predominantly Black and Hispanic. Instead of bringing businessmen and doctors and lawyers, they had 2 professions come and speak to us that day: a police officer and a hearse driver. I was 6 years old. Imagine that. I remember us gathering in the gym, sitting close together, kind of like you are today, and just eager to hear what the officer had to say. The officer described the speed that a bullet travels, saying it could make its way around the gymnasium 3 times in 1 second. So when an officer points a gun at you, you'll never outrun that bullet. We then walked outside to the bus lane, where we were greeted by 2 men in church suits. They asked if we could guess their profession. Limo driver, we all shouted in unison. He opened the back doors and had us take turns looking inside, running our small fingers through the rails where caskets were slid in. I remember having to unlearn my fear of limousines that day, because that was the day that I learned that cars like that carry away the ones who have died, the ones that tried to outrun their bullets, the ones that looked like me. I know that story was a little dark and possibly uncomfortable for some, but I thought it was important to share when discussing opportunity. I want to recognize those of you who may have stories similar to mine. whether it was a teacher, a coach, a family member, or a friend that denied you the opportunity to be great based off of what they thought you were capable of. I want to celebrate the fact that you are here anyway. In writing this address, I was also reminded of my summer reading book selected freshman year, Grit by Angela Duckworth. Now, no judgment if you haven't yet gotten around to yours. I'm sure 12 hours is enough time. In this book, she discusses her keys to success. Duckworth argued that success is measured by one's ability to overcome setbacks. Though Duckworth and I agree on this notion, I in no way want to undermine the abundance, fervency, and persistence of the obstacles that you may have overcome to get this far. Too often we rob the world of brilliance because we refuse to give individuals a chance to shine. Each of you have a new opportunity standing before you today, an opportunity to explore and to expand, an opportunity to learn new things and meet amazing new people. It's an opportunity to find what you'll love and maybe who you'll love. Yeah, I see some of that happening already. An opportunity to learn how to say yes and mean it, how to say no and mean it, a chance to learn tools to create opportunities for those whose futures are relying on your ingenuity and bravery. We are coming of age in a time that is as unforgiving as it is promising. The generations before and after are looking at us for solutions. I'm sure you've had moments in the past few years that felt like we were watching future history books happening right in front of our eyes. And I also know that chapter 2020 is going to be about a third of that book. I urge you to lean into this beautiful opportunity to come up with something new, because frankly, good is not good enough anymore. I want you to remember that the only thing as bad as not having an opportunity is an opportunity wasted. My next word for you is honor. Now, as a first generation from an immigrant family, honor is something that was instilled in me for as long as I can remember, and I'm pretty sure it was my first word. My mother was born in Port-au-Prince, Haiti, and whatever year would make her 25 today. The best way I can describe my mother is that she is a firecracker in every sense of the word. Like fireworks, she is brilliant and inspiring. There's no room she walks in where her power and poise go unnoticed. She's never afraid to dance or sing, whether it's in the shower or the sweater aisle of Burlington. Like fireworks, she is loud. No analogy or anecdote there, just truth. And like fireworks, she is bold and unwavering. She's the kind of mom that sends your plate back when you ordered mac and cheese and they bought you broccoli. She's the mom that drove 10 hours through the countryside to my gymnastics meets and somehow saved enough energy to be the loudest in the crowd. She saw her daughter was afraid of storms, and she's the mom that told me, don't be scared. Lightning is just God taking a picture, and thunder is moving furniture around for him so that he can make room for us one day. When my mother heard of my terrible career day, she called me into her room and gestured for me to sit with her. I placed my head in her lap as she gently combed through my hair with her fingers. I'm not afraid to admit that that's a position that brings me as much comfort today as it did back then. Let me tell you a story, she said. Now, my mother is a flight attendant, and she spent the last 25 years traveling the world. So when she has a story to tell me, I know I'm in for a treat. She said, baby, there are flights when I've been the only black person in sight. I've noticed stares, gotten the occasional cold shoulder, and even had a drink or two hatefully thrown my way. I can't lie, she says. It hurts. Trust me, I've cried the same tears you cried today. But then I take my seat, and I look out the window. And at that point, from there, the stars look within reach. I'm reminded that I belong here too. I too deserve a place in the sky. None of that hate can take that away from me. She'd been blessed to travel the world, and she honored that by taking her place with pride. I want you to take your place in the sky too, she said, and apologize to no one. Their discomfort, their malevolence, their limitations are not your responsibility. Many of the people you'll meet on your journey here will ask you to find your why. What motivates you to endure the unpredictable journey that lies ahead? She's mine. When I'm up late finishing a paper for the third night in a row, I picture my mother up late ironing clothes for school. I see her working tirelessly through the night so that she can make it home before I wake up. When I'm stressed out about a friendship or relationships, I'm reminded of my first friend that I found in her. And when I'm not sure what it's all for, I picture the day when I can honor her the most, the day I can tell her we did it, and it makes it all worth it. I want to present you with the same challenges that my mom did when she dropped me off. First, honor your family, whatever that looks like to you. Honor those who have poured into you and given you the strength to make it to this day. It has been a difficult few years for us all, and I want to hold space for those of you who are starting this journey without the individuals that you may have envisioned yourself being here with. I want to commend you and your bravery and assure you that you being here is making them so proud already. Secondly, honor your time. Most of you have about 4 years here, and that's it. It seems like a lot, but trust me, it'll fly by right before your eyes. Don't wait for an opportunity to come to you, because I promise you will look back and see nothing but space that you could have filled yourself. Spend your time doing what makes you happy and be wise with this precious gift. Honor this opportunity. I want to celebrate those of you who are also first-generation students. You are a trailblazer in your family. To those of you that are second, third, fourth, or 10th generation college students, let the experience of those generations guide you, but don't be afraid to create your own path. Finally, and most importantly, honor yourself. In full transparency, there have been many times when I questioned if I belonged here, or if I had anything new or powerful to contribute. I try to remember my mom's words, and I call on all of you to take your place in the sky. The last word that I have for you today is audacity. I'll be honest, moving from Atlanta to New Jersey was hard. Considering my city shut down for a fourth of an inch of snow, I don't think I need to describe how incredibly rude of an awakening my first winter here was. My home state of Georgia is known for a lot of things. It's home to some of the best soul food you'll ever taste, and summer days that'll make you feel like you're being deep fried with every step you take. My state is also home to some famous people. We have musicians like TLC, Andre 3000 and the Migos, brilliant cinematic minds like Tyler Perry and Spike Lee, and revolutionary minds like the late Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King and my favorite, John Lewis. Now, Webster's dictionary defines audacity as a bold disregard for normal restraints. John Lewis would call this getting into good trouble. There are two types of audacity that I want you to think about as you start this new journey. The first is the audacity of equality. John Lewis spoke those words on March 1st, 2020, while crossing the Edmund Pettus Bridge in Selma. That marked 55 years since the tragedy of Bloody Sunday that took place on that very same bridge. Now let's rewind a bit. When the sun went down in Selma on February 18th, 1965, the movement in the state of Alabama and across the country would change forever. Jimmy Lee Jackson was a Vietnam veteran, a deacon, and a civil rights activist attending a peaceful demonstration this night with his mother. When ambushed by state troopers, he did what I think we'd all do in that situation and tried to move his mother to safety. Unfortunately, they were discovered, and as he saw his mother being struck repeatedly by the officer, he stepped in and made the ultimate sacrifice. Jimmy was shot and killed that night, and his death was a catalyst for that march across the bridge. Nearly 600 people set off on a 54-mile march to Governor George Wallace's office to present their complaints. Now, I don't know about y'all, but once I hit mile 2 on the treadmill, it gets a little shaky. As the marchers came to the center of the bridge, they could already see the danger that lied ahead. There were sheriffs in helmets, deputies on horses, and dozens of spectators waving Confederate flags. Marchers condensed themselves into 2 lines along the edge of the bridge so that they may pass. John Lewis was at the front of that line. Before they could take another step, they were bombarded with tear gas, strikes from clubs, whips, and tubes wrapped in barbed wire. Lewis was struck several times that day and even suffered a fractured skull. Now, please forgive my brief history detour, but if it's one thing I've learned here, knowing who you are is important to knowing who you'll become. Now, I think we can both agree that sounds like quite the price to pay for good trouble. But that trouble is what allows us to sit here today. For me to look out at all of you and see So many different backgrounds, unified in one purpose. I want you to use this time to think about what your cause is. What is the thing that you are most passionate about? So much so that you'll risk good trouble to see its ascension. That may not be a 54-mile march across the Washington Bridge, and that's okay. But I urge you to find the audacity to keep pushing forward, no matter how scary it may look up ahead. I promise you everything worth fighting for lies beyond that line. The second type of audacity I would like you to consider is inspired by one of my favorite writers, James Baldwin. Baldwin, in many ways, narrated the times that I just spoke to you about, and admittedly, much more eloquently than I. Considering the blatant mistreatment and disregard for marginalized groups at the time, many would assume he'd be left with no choice but to write pessimistically about the present and future of this country. Now, don't get me wrong, Baldwin wasn't anything if not direct and candid with his feelings. However, in one of my favorite quotes, he writes, "I cannot be a pessimist because I'm alive." Facts. Something Baldwin understood very well was the audacity of positivity. When you find grounding in something bigger than yourself and the courage to stand in it, you unlock the power to leave things, places, and people better than you found them. Going into this year, I want you to make audacity your specialty. I want you to try things you never thought you would, within reason, of course. But I also want you to throw reason to the wind. Follow your passions and let them lead you to where you belong. The world will thank you for it. It has been a joy to speak to you guys today. I can already feel the power of this class in the room, and I just want you to remember one thing. You're never too young to make a difference, and you're never too wise to realize that the difference is yours to make. Thank you. Oh, okay. Please join me in reciting the Student Covenant that I will grab in return. All right, repeat after me. I pledge to enter into dialogue with all persons of goodwill. And to join them in the search for truth. I pledge to seek all that is best and authentically human. I welcome to the help of all believers and other persons of goodwill as they question me and instruct me. I pledge to comply with the tenets of academic honesty and intellectual integrity. I commit myself to a life of responsible action and to build a life that is faithful to the past and open to the future. I pledge to respond to the privileges and rights associated with my Seton Hall University community. Aware of the responsibilities that are a part of this covenant. I recognize and cherish the opportunity to make this covenant with the faculty, administration, staff, and fellow students of Seton Hall University. Beautiful. Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much, Jade. It is now my pleasure to welcome to the podium Mr. Dalai Fazio, who is a representative for the Alumni Board of Directors and Seton Hall University graduate from the class of 2006. Mr. Fazio is here to welcome the class of 2026. Please help me welcome Mr. Fazio.
Oh boy. Well, good afternoon, everybody. And there certainly is awesomeness in the room. There's also some people that know they're awesome. I can read lips pretty well, and I was very, very happy to see when someone turned to the left to say, "Friend, you are awesome." What I read back was, "I know." So, love to see that as well. Also love to see when you were asked, who has a goal? Every hand shot up, including your daughter, Dr. Nair. So that's really, 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 really warming. Hello, class of 2026. My name is Dalai Fazio, and I graduated from Seton Hall in 2006 with a master's degree in diplomacy and international relations. I am a current member of our Alumni Board of Directors, and I just want to add my voice on top of the entire Seton Hall alumni community. It is my privilege and a great pleasure to welcome you here today. I want to thank President Nair, Provost Passerini, the esteemed faculty, and of course the Department of Alumni Engagement and Philanthropy for this true honor. And I think the words of Reverend Colin around "be brave" couldn't be more true. Be brave to say hello, be brave to be yourself, be brave to show up. All those words ring really true. So the problem about being asked to do this speech in July is that you have over a month to think about what you truly want to say and what message I can possibly impact on you in a couple of minutes that will guide you through your first year here on campus. So I think I want to leave you with a couple of reminders as your adventure begins. And this week, your university career has truly begun, and you are indeed embarking on the next chapter of an academic and personal journey, which was already years in the making. And I do not want you to underestimate the amount of work, the perseverance, the family commitment, and the incredible investment and good choices that you made that got you here today. For that alone, we are incredibly proud of you. But now that journey is going to get more challenging, less prescriptive, and more dependent on your choices as young adults. And I echo the other speakers to say, I imagine you are indeed excited, nervous, and feeling a bit overwhelmed. And I want to lend my voice to say that is okay. In fact, that is totally normal. Know that you are not alone in these mixed emotions. I, as well as the other 100,000 Seton Hall alumni before you, have been in your shoes. We have all felt the same way. And I first want to begin with my first reminder that you belong here. You were invited to join the Seton Hall family because the university is confident in you as our students and future leaders, that you belong here. Second, I noted before that college is not supposed to be easy, and it won't be. You will be challenged. You will feel that the choices before you are immense, but this is where the discipline that you set for yourself and the priorities you set for yourself will help you prevail. I must emphasize the skill of time management. Avoid doing anything last minute or the night before. Have a routine, have a plan, and execute on that plan, and you will see remarkable results. Lean into these challenges and be prepared to make mistakes. But do not get discouraged, as the other speakers before me have said. To paraphrase another great academic leader, John Dewey, failure is instructive. The person who really thinks learns quite as much from their failures as from their successes. And lastly, and perhaps most importantly, I invite you to take a moment to look around you. The other people in this room represent one of the biggest assets in your life. They are the intangible gift of admission to this institution of higher learning. Your peers, you will learn as much from your classmates as you will from your formal lessons. You all represent a rich tapestry of cultures, life experiences, skills, and passions. Your classmates will be your study buddies, your motivational inspiration, sources of emotional support, and hopefully lifelong friends. I cannot emphasize this point enough. As the guy who ended up marrying the cute girl across the hall in the dorm, I am confident that if you invest in forging relationships with your fellow pirates, your life will be more blessed, more fulfilled, and more informed. And please know that you have a network of more than 100,000 alumni worldwide who are rooting for you. I only have a few minutes, but I don't want to make this a transactional moment in time where only one opportunity to give you advice. If you look me up on LinkedIn, and I swear, if you look up Dalai, I will be the only person you find, I guarantee it. Please connect with me if anyone still uses LinkedIn. I would be delighted to stay connected with you, give advice, connect you to other alumni as you chart your journey through the next 4 years. I cannot wait to learn how incredible all of you will become. And I'll leave you with this quote we have all come to know so well from Steve Jobs. Stay hungry, never be satisfied, always push yourself. Stay foolish, or at least be willing to keep trying the things that people say cannot be done. I wish you all the success and the memories to last a lifetime. Take advantage of this time, and most importantly, cherish your Seton Hall experience and those who sit on your left and your right. Go Pirates. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Fazio. Now I would ask our Provost and Executive Vice President, Dr. Katia Passerini, to share our closing remarks. Passerini joined the Seton Hall community in February 2020, and she coordinates the efforts of the Division of Academic Affairs, including the colleges and schools, the university library, and the Division of Continuing Education and Professional Studies. Please welcome Provost Passerini.
Thank you, Monica. So the good news is I'm the last speaker. The bad news is I'm here to give you homework. And now you know what a provost does, and I can't do that. But first, let me ask you a question. How many of you have already gone for a walk in our beautiful neighborhood parks? Please raise your hands. Okay. How many of you, hands down, how many of you have walked in our neighborhood parks on the left of our main entrance, South Orange? Yes, because there was a campus ministry walk in the reservation, so yep, I see some hands up. Okay, good. How many of you have worked in the neighborhoods on the right in Newark? Okay, some hands. All right, thank you, thank you. So this is your homework, though. Tell your professors during the first week of classes that they can't give you too much to do because the provost gave you an assignment, and you need to submit it. And your homework is go for a walk. Go for a walk with your friends, your new friends, your sweethearts that you will meet. But go for a walk. Yes, I'm serious. And if you walk long enough in our neighborhoods, you'll find that there is a lot of green space, a lot of great parks, both on your left and on your right. And if you keep walking on your right, actually you go east and then you go north, you will eventually make it to one beautiful park in Forest Hill in Newark. I'm sure you've heard of it. It's called Branch Brook Park. And yes, I know it's a long walk, so you can take the train, get to Newark Penn Station, and then take the light rail up, and there are at least 2 or 3 stops, and you can end up in Branch Brook Park. It's beautiful. Great, that's good. If you've been there, you might know that it's one of the first pieces of landscape architecture in the 20th century America. And you might also know that in the middle of this park, you will find, all of a sudden, a magnificent basilica, the Cathedral Basilica of the Sacred Heart. It's stunning. It's breathtaking. And at this time of the year, the park is green, turning all sorts of colors and starting losing leaves. And then it will be white for a while, those cold winter that you heard about, and it will rest. And then all of a sudden, in the spring, it will start to blossom again. 5,000 cherry trees of 20 different variety. It is the largest cherry blossom in the entire United States. And if you stay here long enough in the summer too, well, in the summer it's full of play, activities, tennis. It's really, really a lot of fun. And it does this over and over and over. In the fall, in the winter, in the spring, and in the summer, all year round. Let your next 4 years at Seton Hall be your walk in the park. And enjoy the colors of the fall, the winter, the spring, and the summer. And then do it over and over again. And when you take your walks, we, your professors, the Seton Hall community, your deans, I'd like to acknowledge, if the deans can stand up for 1 second, the chief academic officers of your units. Thank you. We will be here accompanying you through this walk, watching and protecting you like those marvelous trees that protect you from the sun during the summer or from the rain during the winter. Take time to smell the cherries, and yes, they do have smell. It's very faint, but it's there. And maybe also eat some cherries too. I wish you all the best in your walk, over and over and over. Welcome to Seton Hall, Paris.
Thank you so much, Provost. I would like to thank everyone who brought this program together, especially members of our Office of the Provost, Office of Public Relations, Center for Academic Success, and the Office of Student Engagement. We thank you for your service and wonderful coordination for today's events. And this concludes our new Student Convocation. Give yourselves a round of applause. So we are going to close with the singing of our alma mater. The words are displayed on the screens. After the singing, please be seated for the exit of the dais party. As you exit, the dais party will congratulate you and welcome you to Seton Hall. Thank you, and please continue to take care of yourself and each other. Hazard set forward, and go Pirates!